Good afternoon. I have an incredibly long list for you today because I haven't made a new video in 3 weeks. So I'd like to begin. Okay, so my first question is more of an observation, excuse me. I have noticed on every single chocolate commercial, be it Dove, Hershey, like Ghirardelli, all of them have the same components. There's always like a blanket of melting, rippling chocolate behind them, like just swirling around in this luxurious cauldron of relaxation. And then the word kind of like appears out of the chocolate. And then they're always pouring the chocolate into a mold and it's perfect. And then there's always a woman who's, taking time out of her busy life. Oh, she's got so many kids. She's just eating a piece of chocolate. I just noticed I don't think you can make a chocolate commercial without all of those components. Wondered if you had noticed that too. Maybe you will next time. Okay, so the second thing I wondered about is I went to the pirate movie last night, so of course it brought many questions to my mind. At some point in it, they were all hands and knees, all the pirates on the deck, scrubbing away. I guess it's swapping the poop deck. And I'm not even going to go into poop, whatever. I don't really know what that means in boating terms, but I don't have potty humor. What I'm really concerned with is why are they so worried about it being dirty? Because it seems that pirates themselves don't have a terribly big desire for personal sanitation, personal cleanliness, and all of that, being that they're dirty and out at sea for months at a time without a bath. Maybe just a dip in the salt water to wake up the bones. But that's really all there is. And I'm just wondering, why are they so worried about it being dirty? And I also have to say it's because I lived basically growing up in Lubbock. Texas is not technically landlocked. I know that. But in my part of the world, yes, it is. In Lubbock, unless you're just one of the rich people that love to go boating, which there are some. If you're normal like me, you don't know anything about boats or water or anything that has to do with both of those things. So the closest I got to water and excitement was like Texas Water Rampage, which is out in the middle of a cotton field. So, which is really fun, no offense. I seriously miss Texas Water Rampage sometimes. But I am just wondering, what's that about? So maybe for you pirate aficionados, those who do go to the water and like boats, are they cleaning it for any particular purpose, or is it just because they want to keep the ship looking nice? Sometimes I see them pouring tar on it. Is that to keep it really, waterproof? Airtight or whatever? I don't know. Airtight's not the right word, but keep the water out? I don't know. Get back to us on that one. Educate us, please. Okay, this one is ironically a question from my husband, Justin. I know, right? Can you believe it? He asked me a question to ask you. I know, it's pretty awesome. Rubbing off on the old guy. So, we wondered about horse names, as in racing horse names, because they're always like a phrase. It's always like, Mama needs to get some money. That's a terrible one. But you know what I mean? It's always like, Lucky Foot goes first. I have no idea what I'm saying. But why are they a phrase and like an incomplete fragment of something descriptive? Why not just a word? Why couldn't you just name him, I don't know, like Old Blue or Speckle Gray or Candy or Storm? Why the phrase? Where did that tradition come from? I know that the Kentucky Derby winner, he had some cool phrase. You might share some funny horse names with us. I think we'd all get a kick out of it. Me and my 3 fans. This is an observation. It's about this infomercial I've been seeing lately, like late at night. They're trying to sell us a blueberry plant. This blueberry plant is supposed to give you like 16,000 berries in its lifetime. But what I will have you notice is they never give you an actual picture of that said blueberry plant that they are trying to sell you. They show all this stock footage of blueberries that they have stored away. Maybe they have like, oh, delicious blueberries all season long. And all the kids are just like, woo, taking a bath in blueberries, like juggling. But there's like little cartons of blueberries you get from the store. There's also their U.S. plant expert who's examining the blueberries for quality. But they don't even show the plant. They show like the top leaves of the plant and just him like on his clipboard. But I just want you to know they never show you the actual blueberry plant. Then, Salt in the Wound, they get like a Kid Picks graphic of a blueberry plant growing. So they'll show you a graphic with a blue background, but never the blueberry plant itself. I mean, even the tomato, topsy-turvy tomato people, they got the guts to show the actual the tomato plant. So, I mean, I might be a little more convinced. Might be purchasing me a blueberry plant if I could actually see what it looked like. Not really. But you never know late at night. Okay, so now another one is, where does the term lock of hair come from? Why is it called a lock? Like, why? And also, you know, I know, is it traditional Jewish fellows wear the ear locks? Is that correct? You know, okay, I'm not trying to be offensive. I just don't know, is that where it came from? I know they also eat lox, L-O-X. See? Just layers upon layers of questions here. Why is it called a lock of hair? Why isn't it called like a snippet? Or, I don't know. Okay, I have another one, is prescription names. I was thinking to myself, they just crack me up. Every new prescription that comes out, the drug companies put out it's always like a real word cut in half, fused with like a chemical compound word. So it's like, I don't know, like Prozac, benzocaine. So it's like benzocaine, maybe a benzoyl peroxide that's in it, but what's the clin all about in benzocaine? I don't know, but they crack me up. Claritin. And then there's always some little like, you know, kind of motto, not motto, but little graphic that goes with it. You know, like NuvaRing. Why is that called that? You know, where did and who came up with it? I'm wondering who is the man who's in charge of naming the prescriptions. And I mean, I guess if they wanted to be really technical, they could just call it its name, like scientifically, chemically. But then we wouldn't remember it, it wouldn't stick in the head. But I'm just thinking to myself, who comes up with them? Could they just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Holler back. Okay, now I've got a couple left. One of these is about history. I feel like I should know this answer more definitively, but for some reason I am kind of fuzzy. Did they discover chocolate and coffee in the New World, or had they had it before? Because I'm just thinking, I don't think so. I think it was because in Central America they had what is it, cacao? Is that the cocoa bean, right? And then the coffee beans. I know the Aztecs were drinking coffee, and the Spaniards were like, "What's up, yo? Give me some chocolate." And then they gave them the chocolate, and then they took it away, and then they brought back their disease and pestilence, and here we are. I'm just kidding, but that is pretty much true. But I am just wondering, it seems like that was when it was discovered. Is that right? I'm sure I could look that up really easily or ask somebody, but and I know that the coffee or the chocolate they were drinking was a little more spicy, savory in a sense. It was sweet, but it wasn't like what we have, milk chocolate. But here in New Mexico, we do drink a really spicy chocolate. And that's like pretty much the only way I like it. Okay, so now my last one is just a thought, thinking back to childhood and going to the South Plains Fair, walking around and seeing the caramel apples that they would dip there. Do you remember this? They're really, really pretty. They were like enormous, I'm sure, like genetically enhanced, like orbs this big of an apple, like huge ass apple. Then they would cover it in caramel and roll it in whatever you wanted, sprinkles, or I liked peanuts. But I'm just thinking to myself, caramel apples are always such a good idea until you actually get one. And then you eat that first layer that is actually physically touching the caramel, and then all you're left with is an enormous green apple. And if you're like the OG fat kid like me, that's just not really, that's not okay. You know, what I think is ideal is the little apple slices with a bowl of caramel, and so each bite that I have is coated in something bad for me. I wondered if you felt this way too. I think caramel apples are like beautiful when they line up. I just want to take pictures of them and marvel at them, but to eat them, I know that after that first layer is gone, I'm going to be totally bored. Okay, I covered it all. It was really long. I hope you sat through all that. I'm sure I'll be back later. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.